The journey continues. Game 4. We come away victorious in Game 3 to steal a game from the Hurricanes on the road. I don't even remember how it went. Did it go to overtime? Did it go to double OT? Is that what it was? I don't remember. It was yesterday I recorded it during the Snowmageddon that we are getting here in North Carolina. And that's where we're playing this game as well. We're in North Carolina as well for this game. I got like somewhere in the region of 6 inches of snow. I never did an official measurement, but it's close to 6 inches of snow, which is rare for here, especially in just a couple short hours. It was kind of insane to get that much snow in not only a day, but within a few short hours. And he definitely can't be traveling anywhere at all today. My God, Carolina is out fierce to start this game. Do you see how many shots they've taken already? Both have missed wide of Carey Price. I just want to... Yep, I faked everybody out with that. That was a nice move by Duchesne. Faked everyone out, played it off to Semin, and that will deflect out a play on a block. So we're already off to a frenzied start. I've got a coffee ready to go this morning. It's very nice to have a coffee ready this morning because it's cold outside. It's like... So last night, it got down to what? I would say 15 degrees Fahrenheit, but we had a wind chill. It was very windy out, and we had a wind chill that... It was like a -1 or -2 degree. It basically made it feel like -1, -2 Fahrenheit outside. I actually went and stood out on the front porch and took it all in. I was like, okay, so I guess this is what negative temperatures feel like because we don't get negative temperatures. Of course, it's not officially negative temps, being that it's 15 Fahrenheit, but 15 Fahrenheit is still pretty cold. When I was growing, with the place that I grew up in, we actually had we had a little tiny pond close to where I grew up in, and it got down to like 12 degrees one afternoon, and it snowed. And I grabbed my skates and went out on the tiny little pond that we had. So I've been out and skated on 12 degree weather, which is just a normal winter if you live up north, but that's not a normal winter here. You just take, whenever you get something like this, you get weather like this, you get temps like this, you try to kind of take it in. I'm more of a winter fan than a summer fan because summer isn't far from arriving, and our summers suck. Our summers, it's like living in a sauna, and I don't even live, I don't even live in Florida, so I think it's bad here. I couldn't even imagine spending a summer in Florida. I have talked about everything except the gameplay again, doing it again. But yeah, I mean, every time I've been to Florida, from as far as I remember, I feel like I've been to Florida in like February every time I've been, or sometime in the winter. I don't think I've ever, if I recall, I don't think I've ever been to Florida in the dead middle of summer. And Florida's a lot closer to the equator. Now, Florida in winter is beautiful. Florida is perfect in winter. I think the temperature, the humidity is wonderful in Florida. Best place to be in the winter, in my opinion. So that's my... There's a goal! Jarrett Stoll. Nice setup. We just send it down low. The goals always come when I least expect them. And that's my third line. Is Stoll playing third or fourth line minutes right now? The assist comes from Polkinen. I sent it behind the net because I love to run that play behind the net. I like to get the puck down low. The feed is to Stoll. I thought that they would have defended that better. And that's become my new go-to celly as well. You press the circle button on the PlayStation, and we pop one knee up and pump the arms. That's the best way that I can describe that celebration. So going back to the snow discussion, yeah, it's just kind of, it's insane to see that much snow in a short period of time. Now, further out east got like 15 inches of snow, which is just ridiculous. I couldn't imagine getting 15 inches of snow. It was basically on the coast of the state of North Carolina here. It was blizzard conditions. I saw a video and it was literally blizzard conditions. It was like it's basically a winter hurricane on the coast. And normally the coast it's bad enough for the coast when we get hurricanes at the end of summer, when we get normal hurricanes. This was a hurricane with snow on the coast. The videos were just nuts. There's no way in hell you could get me to drive out in that. I mean, I couldn't drive anywhere if I wanted to. So I've already explained this before, but for anybody who lives up north where snow is just a normal thing in the winter and you have snow plows, we don't have snow plows. We literally don't have snow plows or any equipment to deal with this kind of weather because it's that rare. It's literally that rare to get snow like this that there's no point in having the machinery just sitting around and having to do maintenance on the machinery to have snow plows that you'd use maybe 1 or 2 times a year. So when we get weather like this, we just kind of have to deal with it until it melts, and it's supposed to get back up into the 40s. In the next I think in the next couple of days it's going to be in the 40s, and it's really sunny outside as well, and that's going to help the snow melt, and then you'll be able to go somewhere. Because when this weather hits, the snow doesn't stick around for long before it's gone again, and that's a penalty. And that'll be a goal. What a pad save by Carey Price. I'm telling you, we are going to give up a goal, and it's Semin that's around the play again. He's been very dangerous in this series. I believe Semin has 2 or 3 goals in this series. Just this one alone. And the stick rode up into the face of Jeff Skinner. I can confirm that the coffee is delicious. And I'm drinking it out of a Canadian mug. It's a literal mug with the Canadian maple leaf on it. It's a red mug that says Canada on the handle, and it has a Canadian maple leaf on the front of it. And the reason I'm drinking out of it is I bought it in Canada. It was a little tourist souvenir item for me when I was in Calgary several years ago, almost a decade ago now. Goodness gracious, that far ago. I bought it in Calgary, and I was like, I gotta have a souvenir to show everybody that I've been to Canada. Oh my God, I put Pat Shreddy in a very dangerous place. And I've already said this before, I think, as well in an episode, but I have yet to go to Montreal. That's going in. Oh, it was going to be saved by Cam Ward. I have yet to go to Montreal, but that is definitely a bucket list item for me. Gotta go to Montreal. Gotta see a Habs game, and I actually know somebody who's Canadian who lives here, who used to. I don't know if they used to live in Montreal, but that was such a great hit on Boychuk. But I know somebody who is who lives here, who is a chiropractor who used to live in Canada, and he told me all about Montreal and how you got to check out Montreal. You love the city, and so that's definitely a bucket list item for me. Of the major cities that I haven't been to in Canada, Vancouver's probably top of the list for me, just based off what I've seen on the internet. That's no way. That's a save. Get out of town, Cam Ward. Utter robbery on Lars Eller. I had him dead to rights. Windmill move past Pickin and forehand to backhand. This is one of those gameplays that you can tell already that I'm feeling it. You can just kind of tell when I'm on my game when I play this game. And that's just a straight save that should have never been. I'm not ready for the face-off. I was drinking my coffee. Hold on, referee. Wait a second. Typically, that's a second big hit we've had on Zach Boychuk, just tattooing him all over the Carolina Hurricanes ice surface. This is going to make it for icing. That's a late icing, if you ask me. I would have waved that off. It barely got there. It barely made the icing line. We're going to put Zach Boychuk on the injured reserve list. He's going to be on the IR for the remainder of the playoffs before long. There's the man with the goal taking the face-off. Jarrett Stoll. The trade deadline and acquisition. I know that I have hammered that point home that we acquired Stoll at the deadline, but it's true. He could end up being, I don't think I've made this point known yet, but he could end up being one of the biggest trade deadline acquisitions, ironically, because of the injuries that we have at center. So Duchesne was injured for a game to start. Was it to start? Yeah, to start the series, right? And it's Su Kai Ming who is currently missing. You gotta be kidding! What? You gotta be kidding me! It's an own goal! Carey Price! What are you doing? And Jarrett Stoll scores on the wrong net. God. I can't believe I just scored an own goal. That was literally the worst time in the world to have a delayed penalty. I had accidentally passed the puck. The penalty hadn't happened yet. Then there was a delayed call. because there's a delayed penalty, Carey Price is going to go to the bench for the extra attacker, but the puck had already made its way down the ice surface, and the net was wide open, and the Carolina Hurricanes are given a gift of a goal in Game 4 to get them right back in this one. That's a bad hit on Gleason. That was so late. Unbelievably late hit. All right, D-to-D, swing it. We're taking our sweet time getting up the rink. What are we doing, man? Where are you going with the passes? Okay, ever since we gave up that goal, it's almost like the team... That was a bad pass. It got there, but it was a bad pass. It was not the right decision. Slow the game down for a second. Stop spinning. Okay, just shoot. Never mind. Goodness gracious, just shoot the damn puck. There we go. There's my behind the net setup. Get out of the way, Marchand, or become helpful. Don't become useless. Down low for Subban. A lot of moving parts on this power play. Krug scores! And we are back on top 2-1. Now, think about what could have been. See, that's why you got to be patient with the power play. But think about what could have been if we didn't score on our own empty net on a delayed penalty. That delayed penalty is going to... If we lose this game, that play is going to piss me off entirely. But that was a nice setup on the power play. And I'm going to be taking the occasional break to drink some of this coffee. I may have to get up at the intermission and pour some more as well. It's going to be my wake-up juice for this morning and for this gameplay. I'm not awake enough because I made the mistake of all mistakes that any team can make in a hockey game. By putting the puck in the back of your own empty cage. To be in all honesty, though, Carey Price should have never gone anywhere. There's a penalty, another delayed one. Okay, careful with where we play the puck. Careful with how you play this. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it back behind the red line, and I'm not going to pass it backwards at all on this delayed call. Okay, drop pass to ourselves, and we just... at this rate, we are going to put it in our own net again. We got to be careful. LeBlanc. Nope. There it is. Drop pass. LeBlanc, you got to skate into... Oh, they didn't touch it. Come on. Whatever. It was a delayed penalty. It's a free play. It's going to be Jakob Kendall for... I thought it was a slash. I forgot what the penalty was already. Yeah, it's a slash. On the hand of Matt Duchene, the former Detroit Red Wing. I don't know how he got here. It would be cool if the game had that kind of detail where you could tell how a player was acquired by one of these teams. That was an intentional. I deliberately shot blocker side on Cam Mornay. If you're really good with the sticks in this game, you can really properly aim the shot. I love this game so much. NHL 14, in my opinion, the goated NHL game. I actually like 13. Believe it or not, I like 13 more from a gameplay perspective. I think Carey Price he's having an absolute mare of a game right here. And they get one shorthanded. So they got one on a delayed penalty. They get one shorthanded. And that all started because of the way Carey Price played that. He didn't cover the puck. I thought he was going to cover it. We are in for a rude awakening if this is how we're going to play this game. That guy's happy. Do you think he's enjoying himself? Well, the good news is we're still on the power play, but this has been a slow developing power play this evening. Yes, we have a goal on the power play, but it's been slow developing. Tamernis. I don't like what I have down low. Tamernis. Or not Tamernis, that's Hedman. That's Tamernis. Over to Duchene, back to Tamernis. Through the seam, do you think I can get it there? That's Pacioretty instead. That's not what I was trying to do. I think it was Victor Hedman that was standing over there looking for the one-timer. I couldn't get it to him. Well, that shot from Pacioretty, that'll work. That will do. Insane to me to believe that we got a 2-2 game right now. That's a bumper play. Pacioretty, basically the bumper position player there. There isn't really a true bumper setup in this game because the power play isn't that it's not that sophisticated. Price. I don't have any confidence in Carey Price in this game. After he left the net for that delayed penalty, I know he's just leaving the net to get the extra attacker, but in the real world, you would stay on the ice for that one. That'll do it for the power play. I'll leave it here, Price. I got it. Just take what the Hurricanes give you here off the rush. Ship it off the boards. Oh, yeah. I feel like a genius. When I make that play, I just have the handle in front of Cam Ward. 28.1 to go in the first period of play. And I may get up at this intermission and pour more coffee. Let's see. And there's about half a cup left. Not that that is important information. It kind of is for me, so I can know, when I need to get coffee, when I need to get the refill, get a refill. Well, this was an interesting period to say the least. At least it was entertaining. You can't say that was not an entertaining first period. But we are far from playing our best hockey. We're absolutely capable of playing better than this. Couple of tough bounces. I want to see the empty net goal again, though. I don't know how far back the replay is going to go because Stoll has scored on both goals tonight, by the way. He scored on both teams. Scored on the Hurricanes and scored on his own team. He had the pass. And we don't even see it. We don't even get a replay of it. This is the Tim Gleason rip that has tied the game. Tim Reeson. And that's what happens when I try to I have two words on my brain at the same time while I'm speaking. I have a tendency to mix words together, so I was trying to say Tim Gleason rip, but I almost said Tim Reeson grip. Tim Reeson glip. Something like that. My brain works in very strange ways. I actually have a funny story about myself mixing up words. So one time I was in class. Oh, that's offside. One time I was in class and I was I don't remember what the words were. Oh, I remember what I was saying. I was trying to say to my friend, wouldn't it suck if such and such happened? But I was thinking about something. I was thinking about two words at the same time and I blurted out, wouldn't it fuck if something happened, and the whole class was like, what did you just say? I don't think the teacher heard me. I was like, I don't think the teacher heard what I had said, so I got away with it. And I meant to say, wouldn't it suck? I don't even, that was a long time ago. That was so long ago. Random story time during NHL 14 GM mode. Only kind of stories you could get on this channel. But yeah, I remember blurting that out, and I thought the teacher had heard it. And that will be an icing. I murdered my own teammate with the slap shot. Why are we looking at Cam Ward? What does Cam Ward have to do with this play? I'm having a lot of fun with this game. Aside from the own goal, that's been the worst part about this. And yet, that's something that you can rip on me about in the future, I guess, in future episodes. If we lose this series, you point back to the own goal that we scored in Game 4 in Raleigh. That's the reason we lost the series. Okay, it worked out at the end of the day. I thought LeBlanc was going to be prepared to receive a pass there. I preached getting on the board, so I was waiting for Pacioretty to get on the board there. Saucer out of the air, Hedman. Wrister, safe by Ward. I like the creativity there. And when it works out, when you connect on your plays, your passes, it looks pretty good. That looked pretty nice, that setup to Victor Hedman. He kind of slowed himself down, though, by pawing it out of the air and putting it down to his stick blade. But we got a nice shot lane out of it. I was just trying to get into an area where I could shoot it and my teammate wouldn't block it. I'm telling you what, though, and I don't even have to deal with below freezing temperatures on the regular, and I'm so ready for spring. Just last weekend we had an ice storm, and this weekend we had a snowstorm. So 2 weeks in a row we get an ice and a snowstorm. So I'm ready for 70 degrees Fahrenheit and summer, spring weather. Not summer. I am not ready for summer. I think I went over that in the first period, but yeah. If you have no clue what a North Carolina summer is like, it's awful. Worst heat in existence. And the other part about summer is it feels like summer just drags on for forever. The days are long, the days are hot, and the days are humid. You walk outside to your car in the summer, and I kid you not, you don't have to put any effort into it. You walk to your car in the summer here, and within about 5 minutes, you're sweating like you've just run a freaking marathon without having to put any effort into walking to your car. It's unbelievably hot here. That's in June. That'll be in June and July and August. May isn't too bad here, at least the last couple of years. May has been very pleasant here the last few years. Beautiful weather in May. And that was going in as it was trying to sneak through the 5-hole. The beautiful months are truly March and April is going to be beautiful. Perfect humidity here, perfect temperatures, like 60, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, lower humidity. I cannot wait. And then you got playoff hockey. This region of the United States is just beautiful in spring and fall. Wonderful weather. And that's the other thing for me is when playoffs hockey comes around. So when we get to the NCAA, collegiate hockey tournament in the spring, I always think about the college hockey tournament, the Frozen Four, and the NHL playoffs in April and spring. I associate that with springtime weather. I know that sounds weird, but I always think about, when I think of springtime weather, I think about postseason hockey. I have this beautiful association with that time of the year, so I can't wait for that time of the season again. I got to dump that back in. This has been the episode where Vince talks about weather. That's basically what this is. Talk about the weather some more. You can't fault me. The weather is always an interesting discussion. Great saves. Good opportunities as well. We've got them hemmed in right here. This is the best possession we've had all game long. Good stick with Subban. I'm in a flow state right now. I like when I'm in a flow state with this game. That's a dangerous pass for Duchesne in the first place, and it did get turned over. We're still 2-2, so no one has been able to get a late claim on this game so far. Good stick, Duchesne. Subban away from the pressure. That's Jordan Staal applying the pressure for the Hurricanes. And I'm just going to send this in, and it will rocket off the glass. We need to get there. Are you kidding me? That's basically going to help Pitkanen break the puck out, but he elects to dump this in, and the Hurricanes were changing as well. And another point of emphasis is that aggression slider that I bumped up for this playoffs run. It has allowed the CPU opponent teams to take a lot more penalties. I've noticed a lot more penalties from the CPU, so we're getting our fair share of power plays with that slider ticked up an extra click. That was a really calm handle in front of the net by Lars Eller off of a funky rebound. So the Canes are playing it tighter off the zone entry. They're not. I felt like I could have dumped it in right there, but I chose not to. And we get another deflection and a save by Cam Ward. Man, the pace of play has been good here. We've rarely had a whistle as of late in the second period. I don't know how long we went without a whistle there. And I went a long time without taking a break in the commentary as well. That's another thing, is trying to... I feel like I got to fill the dead air with commentary sometimes too. But not always. Keep that install. Drop pass behind the back shot, but way over the net. I like the competitiveness of this game right now, the compete level of both teams. This is how I envisioned it would play. But we got a little sprinkle of this last season with Carolina in the conference final. That's you, Tamernis, dropping to one knee, but he's well off the mark with that shot. Maybe next time you don't need to drop to one knee. That's probably why you missed the net in the first place. I waited so long as well for Tamernis to join the play on that as the drop play. Well, Monahan, you have to follow the forward in. That's the point of the drop pass. You have to follow the play into the attacking zone, but he didn't. Fraser McLaren. Fraser McLaren. I gave him a piggyback ride. Sean Monahan gave Fraser McLaren a piggyback ride. Hey, usually they charge extra for those. Playing catch with my defense partner, shot low to the ice. It's just a lot of point shots for our team right now, but that's what the Carolina Hurricanes are giving us right now. That was, I almost said Sagan, Semin from way outside. That'll be LeBlanc. He's in. Pump fake. Drag to the middle, shot off of the high off of Cam Ward. Look at this gameplay. Now we're back and forth, and this is truly what I wanted out of this series. Alex Semin, not Sagan, shoots on net for the second time around the Hurricanes forechecker geometrically, and there it is. That'll be a penalty drawn by Max Pacioretty. Oh, I'm out of breath doing this. That was a lot of action in a short frame of time. It'll be Elias Lindholm to the box, 2-minute minor for tripping to the Hurricanes center. And at one point, a potential star player. My God, I remember when he was a rookie. I remember watching his rookie season. I was living in, I was going to school in Nashville, Tennessee at the time. I had just moved there a few months before that season started. It was his rookie season, and I had just moved to Nashville to go to university. Oh my God! I'm telling you, we just don't need to be on the power play, because we are our own worst enemy on the power play tonight, or with a delayed penalty. The stick failed. What happened to Cam Ward? That was a weird sequence. Tamernis goes for the shot. The stick breaks in half. Okay, Brad Marchand up and over. That I muffed that play up really bad. Someone got to get on the boards there. Far side. Never mind. You know I'm looking for the drop every time. All right, let's slow the power play down for a second. See how I got the creative plays? I'm trying to use the creative plays with the AI, but that's going to be out by Ryan O'Reilly. And I'm going to go get a refill of coffee because the period is over. That was a weird ending to the period. O'Reilly is bucketless. We kind of gave up on that play because I guess we assumed that time was running out. The period was over. There's no point. But you got to play until the final horn sounds. That's a cool replay, by the way, of that drop to one knee from Tamernis. I like that camera angle. Well, I said he missed the net by like 30 feet, but it was an awesome-looking replay. Oh, I know this isn't really necessarily relevant, and it's not playing anymore, but man, I miss the Fox Sports NHL theme. It's just a great theme. Also reminds me of my childhood, because when I was a kid, all of the Hurricanes games, the local sports network was Fox Sports Network. So I remember the Fox Sports NHL theme, John Forsland's voice. Good times. So many memories. Just takes me back to a simpler time. And by the way, this is a real stat, but we're out-shooting Carolina 22-12 after 2 periods of play. Cam Ward was on another island. That's how far out he was out of the goal crease. He was in the Bermuda Triangle. Oh my God. Subban got lit up to Duchesne. I'm going to punch this and then cut back away from it and down low. It's insane that we have held them to 12 shots and they're in the game. Rest in peace, Carey Price's save percentage. I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to hit that player. I hit the total wrong player and he didn't possess the puck. Tim Gleason has his second goal of the game. It's a 3-2 game. They score again on a delayed penalty. So I don't know who I hit. I thought I hit number 8. Is there a number 8 on the ice for the Hurricanes, or was it Tim Gleason that I hit? And I just thought it was a number 8. He wears number 6. So I don't know if anyone could see it on the screen. If you go back right before that goal happened, I went to hit the puck carrier, and for some reason the guy that I was controlling hit whoever it was. I guess it was Tim Gleason. Whoever I hit didn't possess the puck. So it was interference, and I didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. I didn't think that was going to happen. Well, now we got a fight on our hands. I told you, if we lose this game, you can look back to that delayed empty net goal that we scored on ourselves on the empty net on the delayed penalty. And now I'm just going to focus for the rest of this game on the gameplay and talking about the gameplay at hand. But you know, I do so many. How many of these freaking GM mode playoff games have I done? You know, you can do so many of these before you run out of subject material. There we go, Sean Monahan, and we just keep working and grinding away behind the net to get it back even. That lead did not last very long for Carolina. Sounds kind of like me. Sean Monahan, you are coming through in the clutch. You are the biggest waiver claim I could have ever hoped for. He's had a nice little playoffs. Hasn't exactly been a beast, but he's just been a solid fill-in on my bottom six. Got him off waivers from the Calgary Flames. He was just for free, basically. I mean, he was just a bargain bin item. We're going to refer to a human player as an item, but he was a bargain bin item for me off waivers. There's Damon Severson taking the shot, also a waiver claim from the New Jersey Devils, another bargain bin player. And Damon Severson's been pretty decent as well for this team on this playoff run. His first full season in competition with the Montreal Canadiens. Oh, I just tucked it on the pad there from Eller. We'll go back to the blue line, back down low for Eller and across. You can see I've kind of got this setup that's working really nicely where the forward supports the D on the half wall. So there it is. And then back down low for the forward, but he wasn't really properly positioned on the half wall there. If you're a forward, use your defenseman. They're there to help you out. And then you support your defenseman on the wall. So can we try a little inside-out move here with Duchesne? We went nowhere with that and end up dumping it in on net anyway because I pushed up on the right stick too much. I'm trying to just get creative with it because when the CPU team defends you pretty tightly, you got to start being creative with the way you play the game. And Carolina, I got to give them credit. They do play us pretty hard. Every time we've gone up against these guys, they've played us pretty hard. Yes, we dominated the crap out of these guys in Game 2. That was just one of those games where everything seemed to go right for us. We just couldn't miss. And there you go. There's your support from the forward on the wall. I like that at least they stay there. They help out the defenseman and give the defenseman an option. So you don't have to just play it on the net or play it back in deep. You can just play it on the half wall to the forward. Nice play by LeBlanc. Nice. Get to the net front. Okay, I was trying to go to Pacioretty. I thought he was going to get to that. Back down low. Easy. Skate into that saucer pass. There it is in the middle. Duchesne blocker save. That's a perfect setup. I'm always looking for the guy in the slot area. He was available. We got a forward covering for the D. It'll be Frazier. This is a center. My fourth line center. I'm going to drop this. That could have been executed a little bit cleaner, to be honest, that drop pass, but it'll just get played out and neutralized by the Carolina Hurricanes. Board pin. And we peel it off of Falk. Subban across the Hjalmarsson. Return pass for Subban, and it's robbery again. Robbery time for Cam Ward. He put the mask on. Put the ski mask on and robbed him. Second time in this game he's done that. He did it, I think it was Lars Eller in the first period the last time he did that. He made that move. Are these two teams destined for OT again? Oh, what skating by Damon Severson. And that's going to hurt. I think that hit him right in the knee. That hit the Canes player right in the knee. Couldn't get the puck around Cam Ward. To be fair, that's Dale Weiss. Not the most skilled player, not the most skilled hands on the ice. Are they booing Tamernis? The boos are out from the Hurricanes fans. They booed somebody. Did we injure someone on this Hurricanes roster? Typically the home fans will boo a player if they injure one of the home team players. And we saw that in Montreal after Matt Duchene's injury and Su-Kai Ming's injury. I think Tim Gleason was getting booed for the remainder of the last game we played in Montreal, Game 2. That's a penalty. And I did that. I wanted to go in there and get the stick lift, but I missed it. Who was in after this puck? Jeff Skinner. I think he sold that. I don't see much of a reaction from Skinner, and I don't think the stick really rode up that high either. Refs just need it. They've had one power. Well, yeah, they've scored on a delayed penalty, didn't they? Did they score on a delayed call? I'm just going to send it down the rink. I mean, it's a 3-3 game. Play the simple, smart game. Make the smart decisions, simple decisions, especially killing a penalty. And you got Jeff Skinner, Alex Semin out here, Eric Stahl. There's some good players on this ice that can make things happen for the Hurricanes. And that's what I mean. We just got skated. Oh, my God. I mean, they just skate circles around us, around our team when we're shorthanded. I'm going to change my penalty kill approach the next time we take a penalty, because I assure you, we're probably not done taking penalties for this game. We're going to go diamond PK. But they kind of carved us up on that one. Subban lost Jeff Skinner on the other side of the rink, and I ended up chasing Jeff Skinner with PK Subban. So he was out of position in the first place because of that. Now, we got 7:46. We can get the game tied still. Absolutely. We can definitely get this game tied, but that's a costly penalty, a costly infraction from Sean Monahan. The likes I would like to prevent for the rest of this game. Now, you can see I don't really have much of a play there, but to dump that in, or at least that's the way that I felt about that. And the player switching sucks right now because I'm not getting the player that I want right here. Nice play by Dumoulin, but they're going to get possession back. No, they're not. Let's go. We got to go. We got numbers. Turn fire. Okay. I was hoping for a better rebound than the one I got, but I'll take it. I was shooting for a rebound there. I did. I wanted basically a pass off the pad, pass off the goaltender. Dumoulin's had a couple of big hits in the last last few sequences. There's the penalty taker extreme, Sean Monahan. That was a bad move. No, you see what I mean? There's nowhere to go. When you get inside the blue line, they're locking it up inside that blue line. That's a hopeful stretch pass, but they can afford to try that play at this stage of the game. They got it locked down in the middle of the rink, which is where I want to be. Whoa! That's the biggest. That's probably the biggest save Cam Ward's had in this game, and he's had some massive ones. And that's a giveaway. That's a game. Okay, and I didn't want to play it. I was prepared for the whistle. We got away with that one. And we're going to try the stretch pass as well. I would have rather actually have tried for icing, like deliberately iced it and win the race for icing on that. We would have been better off to do that. Off the boards, up the half wall. Yeah, no one's available to pass to because they got it shut down, man. I'm going to drive this in behind the net. LeBlanc, he lost it. As he spun, he lost the puck off the back of the net. We're running out of game now. This is a situation. All right. You can see that they're passive with their forecheck, and I missed the pass. I totally missed the pass. You can't miss the winger. Down low. Oh, that was a great feed. Great try. How much time left in the game? 2.5. I mean, time just ticking away right now. Leave it, Price. Leave it. I got it with Hedman. Skate it. We got to skate this puck. Nope. I just want to get to the outside. Don't turn this puck over. Marchand, shoot over the net. Why are we spinning? Kamayev up top to Hedman. Shoot. Rip it. Hit his own teammate with that shot. Back up top. Subban. Drive the middle. Shoot. Blocked again. Kamayev. Is it Cam Ward? It is. It is Cam Ward with the save. If we win, timeout. Okay, I took my timeout, and I want to make sure. First line, first pair on the ice. What has Jordan Stahl done in this game? Hit things. That's what he's done. He's hit things. If we win this face-off, we pull the goaltender immediately, I think. With under a minute to go, you pull the goaltender. But we have to have possession. That's the important part. Duchesne, I need this. Matt Duchesne, I need... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. Goalie's pulled. Wrister. Blocker side save. LeBlanc keeps it in down low. Just got to keep the puck in play. Stay on the boards. Duchesne in the middle. Okay. Well, that was weird and awkwardly timed. Back to Subban. Inside the blue. Shoot. Frickin' gosh. You got to be kidding me. Dive into the empty cage. We tried. I mean, we did a good job having the extra attacker, having the goalie pulled. But we're going to have a 2-2 series going back home. At least we did our job, though, coming on the road. We won a game. Yeah, and again, I think it was in double OT, was it not, that we won the game? I mean, we gave it, honestly, every effort in the book to try and stay in this game in the late stages, but they got the better of us in this one. And we did lose the game. You think about that own goal by Jarrett Stoll. I mean, if we win this and get it in, I'm still pulling the goaltender. Okay, Pricer is out of the net. I mean, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. An insta goal from Matt Duchesne. We're within one. This would be an all-time collapse, Carolina. This would be a collapse of all ages. I took my timeout, but I got to keep my first line. I don't have a Su Kai Ming to rely on right now, so it's got to be this first line with Duchesne. That's a crazy goal. You just got to repeat that effort. Same deal. Same deal. Go again. And Price is pulled. Price is pulled from the net. Oh, that was right on the freaking doorstep. And Duchesne takes a penalty. That's... I mean, you got to fight for that puck, though. You understand it. You got to fight for that puck. That's the right play. I had just set up the feed in front, and Cam Ward stands tall. Okay, we gotta win. We gotta win the face-off, and we gotta go all the way up the rink in 17.8. Pull the goaltender. You gotta be freaking kidding me! I had it for Pacioretty. How much time's left? Send it. Don't go offside. Blocker save. And the game. That's the game. Well, Carolina is going to take victory. We put up a supercharge, a fight to the very end of the game, but the Hurricanes come away victorious. I mean, we made it close. We were down 2 with less than 30 to play in regulation. We almost tied it and forced overtime. We had our looks. We had plenty of looks to tie the game, and it's just a few too many mistakes in this game that cost us, and it let Carolina right back into the series. It's a best of 3 now. This series is a full-on best of 3. This was a huge goal, though, by Duchesne. I mean, what a crazy goal. I know it didn't really end up making much of a difference other than the final score. But that was a huge goal by Duchesne.